Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So nice meeting you all. Please wait, we'll start in another 5 minutes, maybe 6:35 or 6:37. Please hold for 3 or 4 minutes. We will start soon.
Good evening, ma'am. Lakshmi Priya, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Doctor.
Sir,
Good evening.
sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Lakshmi Priya, madam. I am Ram Kumar Singaram, the chairman of this association.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thanks for joining. Doctor, shall we wait for 2 more minutes?
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Raja?
Sure, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
please,
sir.
please.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I hope let us start, Doctor. Time is already 6:38. We can start.
Yes, sir. Very good evening, one and all present here. We welcome you all for the wonderful webinar. Candidate was post photography. We have guest today, Dr. M. Lakshmi Priya from SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Katanguluthur, Department of Visual Communication. We welcome you, ma'am, for this wonderful webinar. And over to Mr. Ramkumar Singaram, sir, to talk about few words about PRSI Chennai chapter.
Thank you, Dr. Raja. Welcome, Dr. Lakshmi Priya, madam. We are so happy to host you here. Dr. Raja is our secretary for PRSA Chennai chapter, and I am the chairman of PRSA Chennai chapter. And also, Dr. Sridevi is here. She is the treasurer of PRSA Chennai chapter. Dr. Raja is working in as a Viscom assistant professor in Satyabama University, and Dr. Sridevi is working as assistant professor in Wales University. And I run a company called Catalyst PR in Chennai. Fine. What is PRSI? PRSI is called a Public Relations Society of India, which started in 1959 at Kolkata, and later now it has got 23 chapters across India. Coming back to PRSI Chennai chapter, in Tamil Nadu, we have only one chapter called Chennai chapter. So we represent throughout Tamil Nadu. So it started in 1969. So it's one among the oldest, but still young. We have got 115 members, a lot of corporate members, a lot of college professors, a lot of people working in Corpcom. So public sector company people, everybody is member here. We conduct 2 webinars, free live webinars every month, and one offline meeting at Hotel Savera at Chennai. So people who are interested to know about Viscom, visual communication, corporate communication, advertising, PR, public relations, mass communication, so photography, videography, anything related to creatives, they are most welcome to join as a member. They can also attend freely in all free live webinars. I can see a lot of research people, a lot of professors, doctors are in this forum. Thank you very much for joining, friends. I can see a lot of known names here. Continuously, you are supporting us. You can also suggest some good topics, whatever you are looking for, or some good content, whatever you are looking for. So we can also help you out to get a good faculty. We have got enough number of faculties, enough number of people who has got a ground level knowledge and what is currently going on in the industry. So that all we can able to take it forward. So if you have any idea, if you need any content, you can also suggest in the box, suggestion box or comment box. We can also help you out. So again, I welcome Dr. Lakshmi Priya and over to Dr. Sridevi, our treasurer, for a small introduction about the madam.
So Sridevi ma'am is, today couldn't join. I will give the introduction about our today's guest, Dr. Lakshmi Priya. She is the assistant professor in Department of Visual Communication, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Katanguluthur. Ma'am have nearly 10 years of experience in industry as well as academic, especially television production, photography, and she is very much interested in publishing, publication, and conference. She is a very active person. Over to you, ma'am. And today we are going to hear about candidate post photography today. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this invitation. Thank you, ma'am.
Candid photography. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ramkumar, sir. And thank you, Dr. Raja, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. Very clear, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think I can share my screen. One second, sir. I can share my share.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I hope my screen is viewable. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I can make it full screen. Is it clear now? Raja, sir, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the response. Yeah. Uh, I hope Raja sir and Ram Kumar sir spoke about what is the topic is all about. Today we are going to see about candid versus pose. So basically, we are going to get to know what is candid is all about and what is the pose photography and what way that we are going to relate with this and maybe some techniques that you might know, and we can even have a interaction and some things that I may not known to that or you may not know to that. It's a kind of sharing a knowledge between each of us. Eh, And yeah, introduction itself, they have said that I'm a freelance wedding photographer. So the main focusing is my wedding events and other events, everything. So I've been doing this from 2014 onwards. So it's been 12 years, but there are most weddings. I think it's approximately 30 plus Muslim weddings I have been covered. So based on that knowledge, we'll go through what it is all about. Okay. So these are the two just techniques, but just ways of seeing how that capturing and telling stories through images and how that going to reach to the or like the person who is going to the photographs. So in this session, we are mainly going to look into how each approaches influence the aesthetic quality and narrative meaning of photographs. Okay. Yeah. The photographs dilemma. So there are two things. One, either we can direct it, or other one is we can observe it. So what way that we can direct it? Maybe the way these are the main two things. How that each photographers
Hola,
have that key questions. Is it, sorry, any
ये
doubt?
टाइम हो जाने
No, ma'am. You please continue,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, sorry.
We
Yeah,
will,
okay.
ma'am.
Sorry, yeah, fine. So the first one is how we are going to direct it and how we are going to observe it. So
और
directors,
कॉन्वोकेशन
directs the subject with a clear instruction. Maybe you have that experience, right? When you capture a photo, you say someone, okay, please chin up, chin down, turn this way so that you look thin. So turn this way so that your face looks good. So these are the things to direct. Then the second type is we need to wait for the moment to be captured. So, okay, how that moment can be taken. So, for example, uh, how the post gestures as can be done, and how that things how we are going to observe it. We are going to wait for the moment to capture. So, the most these are the things. These things can be done most of the time in the events. For example, it can be a wedding or any housewarming function, any function. It can be any functions. Okay, so that time, or sometimes you have an idea how that subjects are interacting with the other subject. So these are the two basic, we're going to look into that. Defining the spectrum. So defining the spectrum is not a monochromatic photos, but candid and posed photographs are not straight opposite things actually. They exist on the spectrum. At one time, the other end, we have a candid photography where there is no direction, and the subject may not even aware of the camera. The subject may be looking into somewhere else, or they might have a conversation between two of them, or some of you have a experience of capturing two people having a conversation with each other, or some of you may be capturing, so you can come close so that that photo looks romantic, that photo looks very good. So all those things. And the other side is a post photography where everything is carefully planned and controlled. So you want for this we can do modeling photography or model with the product. You are going to say where in what way the model is going to sit, how they are going to sit, in what direction they can change, and whether they want the right side of the model to be placed so that the product will be placed in the left side. So all these things. But in the most of the reality, most photographers lie somewhere between these two extremes. Either they go for a candid, either they go for post photography. Okay. So candid photography. So basically, candid is art of unseen moment. So sometimes we may not know what this moment is all about. Something like with surprising elements have been present over there. So it's all about capturing real and unfiltered moments. So you're not going to instruct them. You have to stand this way and that way so that the photo looks good. So nothing is going to be done. It focuses on a natural expression, genuine emotions, or sometimes the spontaneous interactions. So these are the things we consider as a candid. The other approach, like no, these things can be put it in a way like for example events or documentary photography or street photography, all those things, though you capture all those the aesthetic view. So now I think all these Gen Z kids are using, we want something to be looks very aesthetic. I think it's been 7 years before, I guess. So when I was in an event, I was capturing some photographs. So most probably I choose candid. So during that time, there is a one person who came to me and said, "Oh, I'm going to give you a pose so you can take me candid." So I asked, "You want the pose photograph or either candid photograph?" She said, "No, I'm going to give you a pose. You can take candid." So that becomes a trend now. They want the candid photos to be captured, though they are giving a pose also. It has to look like a candid. So the aesthetic is nothing natural, spontaneous, and all the moment capture without knowing what happening in between the subjects. So narrative is a type of like how the story is going to travel, how that emotion is being captured, how that emotion is going to transfer from one object to the other subject. So when can we use most of the events? You can use documentary photos, street photography, and other capturing genuine reactions without interactions. Then pose. We are all have experienced what is pose is about. We go to the studio and we capture a passport size photo. We capture a website photos. All those things are posed photography. In post, what we are going to do is this is about control and intention. So the photographer is going to say you have to stand this way, ma'am, chin up, ma'am, straight look. So these are the instructions that photographer is going to give from poster to expression to the lighting and the compositions. So most of these photographs will result in structure and polish and visually presence. Like post photograph allows you to communicate a specific idea or mood or message. For example, one person is going to uh, some passport interview, okay, or visa interview. So what type of photo they prefer is obvious. We all know that they want that coat to be coat, suit, or everything to be put, and they want a straight face photo. Okay, so those are all posed photography. Then authenticity with intention. So what is authenticity with intent? So authenticity is something like genuine, which is being not intention. So intention is something like you're going to give an instruction about what they are going to do. Intention is that. So for example, in weddings there will be a group photo. So that is intention. Authenticity is it's kind of a candid photograph. The power of blending static directions. So the one this is actually just a comparison. Know when to direct and how, when to wait, everything. At the core, this is a contrast between the authenticity and intent. Okay. So this is kind based on that we have been explained. So this involves three important skills. First, knowing when to direct your subject. So how you are going to direct the subject, or what things that you are going to say, and what type of instructions that you are going to give. Second one is knowing when to step back and simply observe. Okay, you can maybe put yourself back and observe what that subject is going to done. The third is combining both approaches to create images that are both natural and visually strong. So when called natural, the candid photographers we might call natural photographs. And visually strong, all those elements are placed good and the framing and composition has been done fantastically. So then it is being visually strong. So this is a one kind of a candid moment I just given as an example. Uh, let's take an example. So there are a formal posed photograph of the couple and family also. Okay, but within this moment, you may catch something is unexpected. A tear rolling down this person's cheek or a child expressions. So you can see the photography album of your any wedding. Okay, what they do is, though the bride and groom is on the other side, they capture the relatives who's related to the bride and groom. So what type of reactions that they are giving? Either they are crying or they express themselves very happily with the happy tears, all those things. So that type of capturing. So this candid moments often become most emotional and powerful image because you can feel that image. All this candid image, what they do is you can literally feel what type of emotion it is. For example, put yourself on as an example and check. You are just crying just because your close friend or a relative or a brother or sister who's getting married. Okay, you are very happy by seeing that. You are rolling out with the happy tears. So that moment when you capture and put it in the album and you see that photo, that moment you actually you be in, you'll feel that moment. You know how it was. Some people might say, "Oh, I was thinking, this moment is unforgettable. Still, I can feel that moment." All those things I might say. Okay, so even in the structured setting, also they stay ready for the unscripted also. Then post elements, you can see this picture. So these are the pictures, like how that element has been placed. So the person is going to give a pose in a candid scenario. Okay. So what type of things that you going now look at the reverse situation. In a candid setting, like street market, everything is naturally happening. You can go through it. But you can briefly check that subject, for example, asking the vendor to hold a product or look towards the camera. She's holding the products in the other hand, she's holding a bag and everything, holding a bag and everything together. One sec. Sorry for the interruption. So this type of framing and composition, how they did and what type of small interventions can improve without losing their authenticity of these photos. So how this become that? To idea this, what we can do is to enhance the moment without interpreting the other elements. Maybe you can capture, but you can just put the frame as it is and put the subject where you want to place it. Or you can compose the subject and then frame it, and then you can check whether it is going to work or not. If you have maybe sometimes some photos might get distance. There are certain things from my experience I can. So if a female has wearing a sari, if they're standing towards left, then the right side will be visible to the photo. Left. Okay. Then most of the times what we say is we suggest the women to stand towards right side. Okay. These are all just a poster, like not to show you something. They should not feel any awkward moment towards it. That's one of the reasons. Then how you are going to balance your photograph? To master this, you need to develop a balanced approach. First, understand what type of strength that we have, what type of limitations of this both candid and pose we have. So either we can go with the pose or we can go with the candid. So what way it will be better if I capture a photo. Then learn or read or go through it what your subject is all about. Observe the body language and environment very carefully. You can check whether the subject looks very traditional or very modern. Then the environment has to set from that. I'll show you with some of my examples with that. And finally, recognize the most compelling images, like how interaction of the spontaneous and intention is being done. So ultimately, it's all about timing, perception, and the decision making. So how patient you are, how much time you are taking to observe the element, how much taking that you need to capture the element. So this is my few samples, which has been related to candid photograph. Okay, so these are the candid photographs. There are lots of pictures I have. Due to some privacy reason, these are the few photos that I can able to share with you. So these are the candid motion. So you can see what type of candid it is. These are everyone, each one of you are very happy. They are expressing their happiness as they are in the wedding. Okay, you can see the second row, third picture, the pink color person. So she is very happy. She is smiling from her heart. This image, I can feel it, how happy she is. The baby, the second photo, how much she is happy. and what way that she's been looking something very interesting, or she wants to look. And the first or third photo, it shows it's a bride photo. So the bride have a confused, like no, not a confused, very happy moment, but she couldn't be able to finalize whether she wants to smile very happily by showing her all the all the emotions and expressions, everything. In the last, you can see the three comparison photos. One is first photo that she's giving pose. The second photo she is smiling. Then third photo she is looking into someone with an excitement. So all those three comparisons. And this is my other profile. This is the latest profile that I have been, because I have stepped out from the wedding to just breaking a comfortable zone within us. So I'm just stepping out to capture the lifestyle of the photographs. I'm just doing a modeling also. So the each photos I've been explaining you what type of location that I have chose, what type of dress, what type of color that I have done. You can just go through it. The first photo, I want that photo to be very looks vintage uh, environment. So she's wearing a sari and she's very traditional. So I want that, even I can zoom it, I guess. So what I did is I just created this environment, and as Sherry is in the green and purple, I went with the subtle colors in the background. So most of your photos has to be in that way. You have to go with the contrast colors of the photographs. If a person is wearing some light colors, go the background with the dark colors. If a person is wearing dark, go with light background colors. Okay. So the first photo is about like how the vintage look has been created. Then the second photo is giving a very normal pose. So this is a very public place. So he just gave a normal pose, but I want him to show his attitude towards the situation or the environment. So I captured it. I just want the element to be have a disturbing element. So I created this element. I placed the camera over here, and then I have done with the framing that I gave some space in the headroom, and then I captured. Okay. The third photo, it's a very just a simple photo, very simple photo, because we couldn't able to find any of the locations to capture very nice photographs. So what we did is, it was actually Sunday, so there are lots of shops have been closed. So I just used the shop's shutter as a background. You can create anything as your background, whatever you want. It can be a simple, you can put any product in the down and make the background as a with. You can use your towel, you can use your normal kerchief or anything. If you the way, like sometimes you might have a you should need a texture towards the product might look something different. On that cases, what you can do is you can create anything from even you can create that, put your products or your for example, I'm saying you can use body lotion and place it in the above of jute bag. Okay, then you can capture the photos. So basically, it's very important that how your background is being enhancing your subject, because your subject looks good when you have a good background. If the subject looks might dull or very bad, the background is not suitable to it. And this is a simple photo that, like, a person subject is sitting on the road. So I want the green to be covered and road. So I gave some space towards his head and right. So that space create attention towards the subject. Then this photos is like these are all very posed photographs. So I want the person to show a attitude, and as well as the look and the enhancement of their um, earrings or the other materials that she used. Okay, so I just did this. So these are the few samples, and then we go to this one, uh, this photograph. So what I did is I want the space to be established very well compared to the close-up shot. So what I did is I gave her the idea that she can pull herself out from the lap. So she pulled her out. So I just captured along with the green background. I want the tree to be covered. I want the street to be known. So this street is no one is there in that. So I want to capture all those elements. I just want elements to be present as well as wherever it is. It doesn't matter. Okay. So when you trying to put your subject on the center or the side towards it, that is what we say rule of third intersection points. So wherever you want to put your subject, first compose that where you're going to put your subject first. Assume your subject is going to be center of the frame. Then just look into the environment, whether you want the upper portion sideway, left and right, or the down. Some people likes very close-up shots. Some people likes very long shots. All those things. Then next photograph is a this is that local train. So we capture it the local train. So I decided that the train is going to be like no, the background is going to be any dark brown or green or blue that way. So I want the subject to wear a dark color of dress. So she wore, and there's a pose actually that pose I have suggested to give, and here I created a disturbance. So this disturbance, what makes you to look into the subject is this creates an attention towards the subject. If you're not creating a disturbance towards this posed photographs, so what happens is the photo looks directly. Sometimes that might look raw also. So on for that cases, created a disturbance over there. And this is a post photograph. So I just wanted to give you a detailing of the subject. So I just created a mid shot towards the subject. So what dress it is and what makeup that she wore and what type of detailing, the skin texture, the pose, and what you get, everything. So yeah, these are all also a post photograph. Okay, so how I so before when we talk about photographs, we obviously should know about how the color correction has to done. So I'm just touching what is color correction. So you can use a free software. Snapseed is one of a very good software. Or you are very much interested in color correction, you can do Lightroom. App Lightroom software is very user friendly. You can use that too to to make your photograph somewhat enhanced or very colorful, all those things. So when you start doing a color correction, check whether your subject is not getting disturbed. Some might have done color corrections. They'll increase the contrast and brightness together. So what happens is the subject skins looks very red, yellowish, reddish. All those colors will be happen. So that type of photos it looks artificial. So make sure that your color correction should not disturb your subject. You can increase the color correction of your background, maybe the dress they wore, or the other materials they have it in their hand. All those things can enhance, but not the skin tone. Okay. So yeah, with this, my presentation is over. If you have any doubt or anything, we can.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear
Thank you.
participants, yes. Dear participants, if you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can ask our
Yeah,
guest.
good camera for. I think I received some questions in the match box. Sorry,
Yes.
message box.
Okay.
Good camera for street photography. All the what I would suggest is all the camera is good photo, good camera. The thing how aesthetic that you set the elements is very important. If you want to go for a camera, can go for any basics camera or it's based on the budget at what you have. But I think I would suggest you one lens that you can go with 50 mm. It's a wide angle lens. It's a very good for street photography.
Doctor, how about the group photos?
Yes, sir. Group photos, we can either go with mid variant length, that is 24-105 is there. Most of the group photos will be captured with that. So that type of lens you can go. இப்போ எல்லாமே வந்து like for example, all the lenses are present in that mobile phone itself now. So
Okay.
you can choose in the mobile 0.5, 1, all those things. I think you can see that options. 0.5 will be available. So if you want to go for a long group photos, you can use 0.5. But
Okay.
0.5, there is a other disadvantage is there. If the person, 2 or 3 person standing in the left and right, they looks very large compared to the other subjects.
In your college, the sports will be happening. So how will you
Mm.
cover that? The running, that high jumping, long jumping with the so that will be very
So
difficult to
basically,
capture.
like, you can have a full frame camera, like full frame camera அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது, like, we can go with, I think the reason now we are all using mirrorless now. So people stopped using mirror now. So if sports camera, you can use that, and you can use 24, 105 and 50 other two lens and increase the shutter. In the full frame, like, we have a one good advantage. Though your shutter is being very less and you're capturing in the low light also, you have a good quality of photos. Because most of the sports are very, freezing photographs will happen. So I think that would be a better option. If you have any other questions, you can ask.
Dear
Or you have any
participants,
suggestion?
if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Dear
Okay.
participants,
I think someone asked me, apart from the marriage or pre-wedding shoot, what are the ideas, situations you would for first wedding? Yeah. Apart from marriage and pre-wedding shoots, the candid photographers is using. Now we are using candid photography in most of the places. Like, now, for example, we are going for any movie shooting, so we are capturing all those candids. Like,
ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಐತೆ ಸರ್
yeah. So all those candidates. So this candidates, what happened is, like, you can use it for the posters. Now you can see all those, the film posters are very candid. Only few are very posed photographs they took. Portrait photographs. Ma'am, give some idea for portrait photographs. Portrait photographs, ma'am, what you can do is you can go any kind of places and you can capture image. The portrait, the one element that you need to look into is check whether the subject is very suitable for the environment. Because I can see my students, they are taking lots of portrait photographs. The background that, for example, there will be 20, 30 people are walking around. In between, they go and they take the subject of a portrait photograph, and then the subject who's near to that subject is getting disturbed. So make sure that your subject is very clear, not disturbing with the other element. Any other app? Is there any app for best picture outcome? Best picture outcome in the sense of you want to capture a photo, or you're asking about editing? Okay, for capturing, I think most of us are phones, they are using a Sony lens. So I think all the cameras is good. And I guess you have an option called portrait in your phone. So when you're going for a single person capturing, like this portrait photographs, so what you can do is I would suggest you to use that option. Most of us are not using portrait option in the phone. Please try using it. That gives you a very clear depth of the subject and photograph. How difficult is to be female photographer? Like, many people don't accept it. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, it's very difficult to be a female photographer because very few are female photographers. There are lots of male photographers out there. But my specialization is Muslim wedding. So I already informed you about that I'm been going for weddings, Muslim weddings. I guess some of you know Muslim weddings, they prefer only female photographers. If your team have only female photographers, they will give you order, or else they won't accept the photography team itself. And that is the one difficulty. Other difficulties, especially, we need our family to support long time. That is one important. What about editing apps for photo? Yeah, I have suggested you Snapseed and Lightroom for mobile. I think I have showed you some of my photos, the recent photos, posed photographs. I did all these things in the Lightroom. Even I think I can create a plug-in options and give it to someone if possible.
Madam, how about the job
Yes,
opportunities for
job
the
opportunity. Yeah, actually, preferable to before years, like few years before, they won't prefer female photographers though very much because the male photographers team think, okay, we are going to find it very difficult to have a female. Now I think you have lots of job opportunities. You can go for wedding, corporate events, product photography, modeling, all those things. Now it's become gender equality. Like, male can also work, female can also work. So yeah, I guess you have lots of job opportunities because most of my students, most of my female students are going for events. I can see they are very busy with their events actually. What will be the future with AI related to photography? Yeah, Gayatri ma'am, the future AI is I have no idea about it, like idea in the sense of, see, there are opportunities for skilled workers. You're skilled enough to show your, but AI can't do anything, right? AI can't capture a candidate. AI can't capture post photograph. Maybe you can give a prompt and you can say, okay, make it as a posed one, make it as a candid one, or make it as a 10 years later or that thing. That can happen. That's it. That too, I don't think so. It's going to be a long lasting. So I think skilled is totally different, A is totally different. The skill doesn't get disturbed with A. What will be the okay, that's what I said. What are the challenges that you are facing as a woman photographer? As a woman photographer, I faced lots of challenges actually. And recently I upgraded myself, I was having a mirror camera. Now I have just upgraded myself with the latest camera and a lens kit, everything. So one major challenges that we have is men can stand for long period of time because when we talk about that thing, men can stand or they can do anything long period of time. Women have certain hormonal problems in some days, not all the days. Those hormone days, it will be very difficult for us to handle because we have a mood spin, right? This wedding candid photographs, the post photograph, whatever it is, my specialization is candid. So this candid, you need a presence of mind. You need a spontaneous. Before you are taking a photograph in aesthetic, you need to choose which one is going to be aesthetic. So that is one major challenges I feel. And other than that, now everything is equal. Before we have lots of challenges. They'll say, okay, fine. If he is a male, if he is a photographer, he will travel for 200 kilometers where woman cannot travel. Now I don't think so that I'm traveling all over India. Wherever the events I got, I'm just going. So now I think the female photographers are breaking the stereotypical sets. Any other thing?
so Dr. Raja, we can close. I hope a lot of questions have come.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yeah, some
Yeah, one more question. Can you tell us the difference between mirror and mirrorless camera? Yeah, mirror and mirrorless camera is a camera which has a mirror. That one we used before years. It was very weight. If anyone out here who's working as a photograph, what is the Canon 5D is all about. I think it will be very weight. If I add a 7200 telephoto lens along with the camera looks very weight and the process is also slow. Now we all shifted to mirrorless camera. So mirrorless camera is where less than weight. First என்ன பார்க்கணும் weight கம்மியா இருக்கா okay fine. If it's less than weight then easy to carry. Then all the lens are available now. Before if Canon lens will be fixable with only Canon camera. Now you can do all this lens and with extra elements to be placed. Then you can use that lens. Any other thing? Yeah, lovely. Thank you, Rupa ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. First of all, I want to thank our chairman, Mr. Ramkumar Singaram, sir, to allow us to conduct this fantastic webinar today. Thank you, ma'am. Past 1 hour, we had a fantastic webinar today. Many people, open the, they unmute themselves and they ask the question very interactive session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful session. Definitely, we do like that many programs in future. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Um, sir, if you don't mind, there is
Thank
a
you. Yeah,
one
yeah.
question.
Yes, madam. Proceed,
Yes,
proceed.
ma'am.
Sorry, I'll just answer that. Rupa ma'am, you asked which camera is best for personal use. I'm unable to carry lens. So it's up to you that what type of photograph that you want to capture. Preferably now everyone is going for Sony Alpha M5 or M4. So that'll be it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
everyone. My special thanks to PRSA and Ramkumar sir and Raja sir. Thanks for invite.
Thank you, madam.
I
Thanks a
hope the
lot.
session
Thank
is
you, ma'am. Thank
useful.
you.
Maybe we can
Yeah,
connect for
yeah.
future session also.
Yeah, this is
Thank
very
you, sir.
good. Thank you.
Uh, Dear participants, I'm going to post a feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill up the feedback form, and it will take 2 days time to receive a e-certificate through your mail ID. Dear participants, I'm going to post feedback form in the chat box. It will take 2 days to get a e-certificate through your mail ID. Thank you all.
Thank you for organizing this webinar. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Dear participants, I have posted feedback form in the chat box. Please fill up the feedback form. To receive a e-certificate through your mail ID, it will take 2 days time to receive the e-certificate. Thank you all. We will meet you in another wonderful session. Thank you all. Ebenezer, sir, you can close the program. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
रुक ना गूगल में खोल HTTP हेलो हाँ
से काम होता है बताओ।
अरे वो आई वो का फोन बंद है बुआ
अगर तो अभी तक नहीं मिल ना अगला
ना
आदमी
वो सब
साहब एक बोले तीसरा बार मैं बैठल है अभी तक
अरे